This video will of course contain spoilers for the book God, Emperor of Dune. Of the many great and powerful dukes, barons, and emperors of the Dune Universe, none have had more impact than the God Emperor Leto II. His eventual powers would dwarf those of even his father, Paul Atreides. His influence outgrew the Guild, all of Choam, even the Bene Gesserit. The great houses of the Landsraad were rendered irrelevant. He controlled the flow of spice throughout the universe, and no one moved throughout his empire without his knowledge. His prescient eye reached to the furthest reaches of time. Almost nothing was hidden from him. He was the most powerful human being who ever lived by far, and the most oppressive imperial dictator of all time. Never before had the whole of humanity been held in such a tight grip. But even he was vulnerable. The God Emperor possessed secrets. These hidden vulnerabilities are ultimately the key to his undoing. The first of the God Emperor's secrets, which Duncan Idaho was supposedly put in charge of maintaining, was simply the fact that he was vulnerable. He was not truly a god, as many throughout the human universe truly believed. He could be harmed. He could be killed.
You will be asked to guard me by whatever means necessary, and you will be asked to guard my secret.
What secret?
That I am vulnerable.
That you are not God.
Not in that ultimate sense.
Leto's origins had been purposely obscured. Only the most perceptive entities in the universe, like the Bene Gesserit and the Tleilaxu, understood that he was the descendant of Paul Atreides. The average human in Leto's empire was less aware of the Emperor's nature. Leto understood that it was easier to maintain control over the people of the empire if enough of them believed that he was truly a god in the absolute sense, immortal and unkillable. But in truth, Leto would always be human. A vast multitude of human lives lived within him, though he lived within a pre-worm body, and though his brain was no longer a brain of human dimensions, his mind held the true essence of humanity. And this leads to Leto's next secret, which he actually considered his ultimate secret. Leto was human in the most essential sense. He had the ability to love. Siona Atreides first realizes this fact when Leto II allows her to escape with some of his journals, which she and other rebels had stolen from his palace. She finds a passage which mentions the death of the God Emperor's sister, Ganima. It is there that she comes to the realization. He loved his sister. Yes, he is capable of love. Oh yes, we have him now. As eons passed him by, he had loved many companions, all of which he watched die. He had been filled with sorrow each time. He knew that if his enemies uncovered this fact about him, that they could use this vulnerability to manipulate him. The Ixians had also uncovered his secret, specifically one man which the God Emperor had seemed to favor, named Malki. Malki eventually acquired an even greater understanding of the God Emperor than his closest servant, Moneo. He recognized the Emperor's vulnerability. Using Ixian technology, a no-room, a chamber which could hide those within from prescient vision, he created We Nori.
My most secret is exposed.
They had discovered his secret. We was the evidence of it. We Nori had been genetically engineered and conditioned for one purpose alone: to make the God Emperor love her. She had been created from Malki's own cells. Just a few tiny cells from my body, Malki said, then carefully nurtured growth and education. Everything an exact opposite to your old friend Malki. We did it all in the no room where you cannot see. Somehow the Ixians had intended to use we to destroy Leto, but they had not intended on we nor Re to return Leto's love. Regardless, before the Ixians could act upon their plans, Siona Atreides got to the God Emperor first. Leto's final secret was the manner in which he was vulnerable. He was immune to most conventional weapons, but just as the great worms of ancient Arrakis had been, Leto was too averse to water. Moisture was poison to him. This is the secret that Siona Atreides uses at the end of the book God Emperor of Dune to end Leto. She discovered the fact after Leto brought her into his desert to be tested. Leto had a small desert which was maintained on Arrakis by weather machines. The planet during the time of the God Emperor had been terraformed. The process had eliminated the deep desert entirely. Leto's desert was the only desert on the planet, a place where he could roam freely. By chance, his weather machines malfunctioned. It rained briefly, and Siona saw the effect it had on him. The clouds passed, and it was a few moments before Siona sensed his disturbance. "What's wrong with you?" He was unable to answer. The rain was gone, but the water remained on the rocks and in puddles all around and beneath him. There was no escape. Siona saw the blue smoke rising from every place the water touched him. "It's the water!" When Leto is drenched momentarily in the rainwater, the sand trout cilia which make up his skin start to begin the process of separation. His body begins to produce true spice essence, which Siona can see as puffs of blue smoke. She realizes in that moment that enough water could probably kill him. He was not human, not like her at all, and she possessed the secret of his undoing. Wring him with water, destroy his desert, immobilize him with a mote of agony. Siona uses this knowledge of Leto's weakness to assassinate him at the end of the book. The God Emperor had managed to maintain rule of the human empire and safeguard his secrets for nearly 4,000 years before he was undone by his own creation, Siona. It can be argued that Leto allowed himself to be killed as a necessary part of his golden path. Hi guys, Quinn here. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And also, if you want to support this channel, consider clicking the Patreon link and pledging $1 or $2 per month. You can also make a one-time donation by clicking the PayPal link in the description. And while you're here, you can totally go follow me on Twitter, which is totally free, and it also helps me spread my reach as a content creator. Thank you guys so much again. Peace out.